Hello, God bless from Up Ministries. It's me, Dick Jr. I'm coming to you today to read you 2 Kings chapter 6. More about Elisha. I prayed and I asked God to help me to speak with you before I started this video today. And I suggest that you pray also and ask God for knowledge, wisdom, and understanding whenever you place yourself in God's Word. I also suggest, well, let me explain this too. The reason I say to ask for knowledge, wisdom, and understanding specifically is because He's going to give them to you concerning the Word. And there's a prayer like this in Ephesians chapter 1, verses 16 and 17. But I also found another prayer like this by Paul in Colossians chapter 1, verse 9. So ask Him for knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of the Word and of Jesus and the Spirit and all things, and He will give them to you. But I also suggest that you take other things to God in prayer. Anything, really. Wants, needs, fears, all those types of things, health issues, those types of things, but not just the bad stuff. Take the good stuff to Him. Thank Him for your food, thank Him for the money that you get, thank Him for the roof over your head. All these things could go away, okay? But He is providing. That's the thing. But I can't make any promises on these prayers, whether they'll come true or not, like the one about knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. I know that one will. But I can tell you this, God is a prayer answering God. I can promise you this. How can I promise that? Because I have read in this book prayers that have been answered. Okay? So I know that. I've just shown you too. But I also know through seeing with my own eyes my very own prayers and prayers of others answered. Okay? I have stage 4 colon cancer and I have been diagnosed with it. I was diagnosed in 2018 and here it is 6 years later and I'm still going. Okay? So somebody's prayers were answered along the line. My mother, who is now no longer with us, and many others. But here's the thing. I have also seen others with the same situation that have not been so blessed as I have. Okay? So I don't know which ones will be answered and which ones won't. No one does. But I do know this, and this is scriptural. If you don't ask, you won't receive. So ask God. Talk to Him. Okay? You might just get your prayers answered if you do. All right? So, that being said, let's get started here in 2 Kings chapter 6. Now the sons of the prophets said to Elisha, Behold, now the place before you where we are living is too limited for us. Please let us go to the Jordan, and each of us take from there a beam, and let us make a place there for ourselves where we may live. So he said, Go. Then one said, Please be willing to go with your servants. And he answered, I shall go. So he went with them, and when they came to the Jordan, they cut down trees. But as one was felling a beam, the axe head fell into the water. And he cried out and said, Alas, my master, for it was borrowed. Then the man of God said, Where did it fall? And when he showed him the place, he cut off a stick and threw it in there and made the iron float. He said, Take it up for yourself. So he put out his hand and took it in. And nowadays it doesn't seem like a huge thing, but an iron axe head back in the days of Elisha was a treasure beyond treasures as far as, the monetary value of something such as that, to drop it in the river when you're cutting trees accidentally. Okay? So anyway, let's go on. Now the king of Aram was warring against Israel, and he counseled with his servants, saying, In such and such a place shall be my camp. The man of God sent word to the king of Israel, saying, Beware that you do not pass this place, for the Arameans are coming down there. The king of Israel sent to the place about which the man of God had told him. Thus he warned him, so that he guarded himself there more than once or twice. Now the heart of the king of Aram was enraged over this thing, and he called his servants and said to them, Will you tell me which of us is for the king of Israel? One of the servants said, No, my lord, O king, but Elisha the prophet, who is in Israel, tells the king of Israel the words that you speak in your bedroom. So he said, Go and see where he is, that I may send and take him. And it was told him, saying, Behold, he is in Dothan. He sent horses and chariots and a great army there, and they came by night and surrounded the city. Now when the attendant of the man of God had risen early and gone out, behold, an army with horses and chariots was circling the city. And his servant said to him, Alas, my master, what shall we do? So he answered, Do not fear, for those who are with us are more than those who are with them. Then Elisha prayed and said, O Lord, I pray, open his eyes that he may see. And the Lord opened the servant's eyes, and he saw. And behold, the mountain was full of horses and chariots of fire all around Elisha. And when they came down to him, Elisha prayed to the Lord and said, "Strike this people with blindness, I pray." So he struck them with blindness according to the word of Elisha. Then Elisha said to them, "This is not the way, nor is this the city. Follow me, and I will bring you to the man whom you seek." And he brought them to Samaria. And when they had come into Samaria, Elisha said, "O Lord, open the eyes of these men, that they may see." So the Lord opened their eyes, and they saw. And behold, they were in the midst of Samaria. Then the king of Israel, when he saw them, said to Elisha, "My father, shall I kill them? Shall I kill them?" He answered, "You shall not kill them. Would you kill those you have taken captive with your sword and with your bow? Set bread and water before them, that they may eat and drink and go to their master." So he prepared a great feast for them. And when they had eaten and drunk, he sent them away, and they went to their master. And the marauding bands of Arameans did not come again into the land of Israel. Now it came about after this that Ben-Hadad, king of Aram, gathered all his army and went up and besieged Samaria. There was a great famine in Samaria, and behold, they besieged it until a donkey's head was sold for 80 shekels of silver, and a fourth of cabe of dove's dung for 5 shekels of silver. As the king of Israel was passing by on the wall, a woman cried out to him, saying, "Help, my lord, O king." He said, "If the Lord does not help you, from where shall I help you? From the threshing floor, or from the winepress?" And the king said to her, "What is the matter with you?" And she answered, "This woman said to me, 'Give your son that we may eat him today, and we will eat my son tomorrow.' So we boiled my son and ate him. And I said to her on the next day, 'Give your son that we may eat him.' But she had hidden her son." When the king heard the words of the woman, he tore his clothes. Now he was passing by the wall, and the people on the wall, and the people looked, and behold, he had sackcloth beneath on his body. Then he said, "May God do so to me, and more also, if the head of Elisha and the son of Shaphat remains on him today." Now Elisha was sitting in his house, and the elders were sitting with him. And the king sent a man from his presence. But before the messenger came to him, he said to the elders, "Do you see how this man of a murderer has sent to take away my head? Look, when the messenger comes, shut the door and hold the door shut against him. Is not the sound of his master's feet behind him?" And while he was still talking with them, behold, the messenger came down to him, and he said, "Behold, this evil is from the Lord. Why should I wait for the Lord any longer?" And that is it for 2 Kings chapter 6. Thanks for listening, and God bless.